everybody. Happy Thursday. It is I, your songwriting partner, your co-producer, and as always, your friend, Joe Seavey. And happy Thursday, guys. And Thursday is also the second half of our creative writing series that we like to call Picture This. Picture This is when I give you an image or a picture, any kind of, image. It could be a painting. It could be, a photograph from a magazine. Usually it's a Google image, like, screensaver, like will flash pictures, and sometimes I'll see something really incredible and I have to grab it. It just really, sets me off, and then I'll have to grab it and give it to you guys as a springboard for creativity. So what the mission of the class is I give you a picture and you have to write a chorus based on an image that I give you. And again, the same thing as the ghostwriting. Why do we do this? Well, it's just great for riffing in your head. It gets your mind just, quick, songwriters have to be fast. They got to be quick. And one of the things people look for when they're working with someone is inspiration and quickness. Like, you have to get in and get out, and these are some exercises to just sharpen your skills as a writer. And it's also good for springboards for creativity. Like, everything around you, if you realize it or not, whether you know it or not, is a point or source of inspiration. If you allow it to be. If you're walking through the day just in your own head and not really paying attention to what's going on, you can miss out on a lot of cool opportunities to tap into your creative psyche and really come out with some really cool stuff. There's been a couple times when I've been in a restaurant and I'm looking over at this man, older guy, little frumpy, shirt's untucked. He just looks tired and he's sweeping a floor and he's just kind of going through the motions, and he just looks, I don't know, sad sometimes. And you look at people and go, I wonder who he was 20 years ago, you just look at people sometimes and go, I wonder what their story is, I would love to know their story. And sometimes, or you see an old decorated war veteran and you think about when he was young and 20 and had the world in the palm of his hand. That's a story right there. That is a story. So there's stories in many, many things all around us. We just got to be aware that they're there, that's one of the things I love about country music. Country music finds songs in every little crevice of life. And I think that, and it's funny because I'm not a big country fan. I know that's terrible to say. I'm not a big fan of the twangy twang. Bang, 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 bang. That's not my thing. But I love the imagery and I love their lyrics and I love their stories in the songs. I don't know what it is about country music. I don't know. I can't seem to lock into it. And I don't know. No offense to country. I love, there's some of the greatest guitar players on the planet, Brad Paisley, Keith Urban, man, I love those guys. They're amazing. And they're more rock than country. I'm just not a real big fan of the super twangy country stuff. I like it when it's more of a rock thing. And then there's Dan and Shay, who are amazing. I love those guys. And they just write great songs. But what I do love about country music is their stories are incredible. I've literally cried listening to some country songs. Some of the lyrics in those songs are some of the most heartfelt songs. So, and country music is what woke me up to some of these little small life details that sometimes you can forget when you're just in your own head walking around rather than looking. Lately I've been like, if I'm in a group, if I'm in a room and there's more than, a couple people, I'll listen in. Not like, I'm not spying on people, but I'm just listening to see what people are talking about. And or I love watching people interact with each other. Like a neighbor will come out and say something to another neighbor, and they're laughing and carrying on, or they're making jokes about their husband or whatever. I mean, whatever. There's songs there. There's songs in those type of things. And if you're not listening, you're going to miss it, life is full of surprises all the time. And you can open a newspaper. I mean, this is just one exercise. There's many things. You could open up the newspaper and there's an article, or there's a movie. Movies inspire the daylights out of me. When I see a great movie, sometimes it can inspire me to write a song, or even another song, someone else's song will inspire me to write something completely nothing like that, but the spirit of it or something, it just carries over into your heart, and then you write something there. So anyway, but this is Picture This. I'm going off on a tangent, but I definitely, I'm leading to something, so I'm not just rambling, actually. These are all little tricks that I want you guys to just pick up on, because if it's not a picture, it could be something else. It could be a movie, it could be a conversation. It could be, anything. Anything is enough inspiration to want to write about something, And when you do this particular exercise, the Picture This, what I want you to do is, when you look at a photograph, the photograph that I give you, I want you to look at it, and then I want you to really stare at it, and then I want you to get your pad and paper out. I want you to write down everything that you see in the picture. All the concrete things, like if someone's wearing a hat, right? Red hat, if they're wearing a red hat, or a blue baseball cap, or whatever. Or, whatever the person's wearing, a red dress, a black tie, whatever. Those things might end up being the name of your song, Look at Raspberry Beret from Prince, right? So study that picture really well, and then daydream about it. Then once you're in that daydream, I want you to pull back, come back to reality, and write down everything. Don't worry about it rhyming yet. Just write down what you're seeing. Make a list. From that list, look for the possible stories that are in there, okay? And I'm going to show you the picture right now. So hold on one second, okay? So here is the photograph. Okay, so you see it. Two people with their heads together, a light behind them. And they're both looking very deep into each other's eyes. I just thought that was a cool picture. It just said something to me. So, so when I looked at it, of course, when you guys look at a picture, I want you to imagine what happened before the picture and what happened after the picture. Because every picture is a moment frozen in time. We don't know those people. We don't know anything about them, right? We don't know if they're Americans or they live in Germany. We don't know if they're, we don't know anything about them. So we have to use our imagination to pretend their history or their present or their past. So it's up to us to create that, right? Obviously, they're in love, right? So that's one of the things you can write down. It's nighttime, obviously. Either that or they're in a dark room with a light on, but it's probably nighttime. It looks like nighttime. These are all things that you could put in your, in your story or whatever. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to read you the lyrics that I wrote based on that photograph. So here it is. I love you more than you will ever know. So take my hand and never let it go. Your eyes tell me much more than words could ever say. I've made mistakes and I apologize. So glad we made it, never said goodbye. Your eyes tell me much more than words could ever say. Your eyes tell me much more than words. Your eyes tell me much more than words. Your eyes tell me much more than words could ever say. So those are my words. And of course, I only base things on real life feelings that I've had, because they're the only ones I can tap into. I don't know what it's like to be you guys out there, and you don't know what it's like to be me, and we only live inside of our own body, so we don't know how other people measure pain or joy or sadness or disappointment or any other thing. We can only gauge it by our own feelings internally, and we can write about that based on our own experiences, So those are my words. That is the picture that you guys have. And I can't wait to see what you guys write for that. All right, guys, that is all the time that we have for tonight. This is your songwriting partner, your co-producer, and as always, your friend, Joe Seavey. Tomorrow night, we're going to get back together, and I'm going to write a melody based on these lyrics that I wrote. All right, guys, I love you. I miss you. Be safe. If you haven't gotten vaccinated, get the vaccine. I love you guys. Be safe, okay? I'll see you tomorrow. We're going to write a melody with this bad girl. All right, peace.